Happy 4th, Peaches.
Chris, your favorite redhead.
Alright, so today we got a seafood boil. You can't really see it. I got some Dungeness crab, some shrimp, sausage, corn, potatoes. What you got?
The world in the palm of my hand. But I got the same thing she got basically. But I got king crab though. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
What happened?
Juice everywhere.
So today we're gonna tell y'all about our home buying process. I got spicy sauce and it's spicy. I got a soda, a Coke to drink in case you was wondering. It's on the side. But so how we got started was we was basically like we were gonna stay at our old place. For those of you that don't know, we had a duplex and we were gonna stay there. But then dude started tripping like the person we were renting through. It was a private owner. We didn't know that when we got it. When we got it, it was through Linneman, actually. And they sold it to him. Like literally same day we signed. Okay. So he was trying to raise the prices although we were already in the contract. And we was like, and it wasn't about the price, okay? Because I mean, we moved somewhere where we paid basically double what he was talking about. That wasn't the problem. The problem is the principle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be, oh, you paid this much for 2 years and then go back and be like, I did this, so now you gotta pay this. But the agreement was for you to do this so that we could pay this. You know what I'm saying? So we said, okay, bet. Pandemic hit, sitting at home. I started working on our credit. Said, let me see your copy of your credit report. Anything we can pay off, we just gonna pay it off. It don't matter if it's, we not even gonna ask no question. We just gonna pay it off. They're gonna get it off our credit.
Right.
And we did that, y'all. We spent like almost $12,000 in debt. And that's not just debt. That was like, you know, paying stuff off that had monthly payments. Anything with like a monthly payment we can get rid of. That's what we was doing. Now y'all like, why she still in the same piece of crap? Don't worry about it. So that's what we was doing. Like our phone bill, it went down from like $300 to like $158. We paid everything off. Like,
it wasn't easy, but we did it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of sacrificing. A lot of, oh man, I can't buy this. I'm trying to get my credit together.
Hell yeah. But the thing is, some people like, oh, don't pay nothing on your credit off. Don't do that, blah, blah, blah. But your debt to income ratio is a big deal on how much you can afford on your house. Like, they calculate everything. Have you applied for a credit card within the last 90 days? They want to know why. Yep. How much did you get approved? Did you get approved? Did you get denied? What did you spend it on? All that.
Hey, this is random, but y'all probably know from my Instagram and Facebook stories, I love seafood. And I particularly love this place we always go to in Killeen, Hooked and Real. They definitely got me hooked and reeled in.
So good, but so we did that, and we had a family friend recommend us to this guy. I'm not gonna say his name because he was sorry.
Yeah. First of all, when we first met up with him, he took us to his house. That was like definitely not the best. It was like in a low end part of Killeen, and he basically said, "This is what y'all gonna be able to afford.
Yeah.
Y'all basically not gonna be able to afford
right.
nothing that's like real good."
And it was so funny because we was like, "If that's what we could afford, baby, we don't wait. We ain't getting, we ain't buying that." Y'all, when I tell y'all, like, not just a low income house, it was roaches crawling on the wall, y'all. Like the nerve. So, and he basically, when I said I was working on our credit, he pressured us into running our credit early
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
I told him I was working on it. It wasn't ready yet. And he was like, oh, just go ahead and run it and see what you get approved for.
Yeah.
Like, so we didn't end up getting approved at first. And she was like, oh, you need to do this, we need to do that. I'm like, I know. We're already doing it. I don't know why he had me do that, but.
And every time.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say every time I talk to him, well, he was like, all right, I'm gonna get you a list on with the houses that you can afford type thing. And he'll never get us a list on whatever. We basically was like working for our own self, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but you supposed to be a realtor. That's what we hired you for, so you supposed to assist us in the right way or the right direction.
Yeah, so the first time he actually sent us a list, it was after we got our approval letter. And we got approved for like $230,000, which was $100,000 more than he thought that we'd get approved for. So when he finally did send us a house, y'all, he sent us a list of 4 houses.
And they all like old as dirt.
Yeah, I could have slapped him. Okay. He stopped responding to us. I was sending him houses that I wanted to see.
Yeah, he always be like, if y'all find anything, let me know. We'll send him, you know, the address or whatever. And he literally wouldn't respond. Like, never respond.
And then by the time he did respond, if he chose to respond, the house was gone. It was under contract. That shit was pissing me off.
Yeah.
So he got fired. But I ended up calling around to different mortgage companies, because even after we got approved, it was like, you can call and compare it to different other mortgage companies. So I did. And I ended up calling Guild Mortgage. And the lady I talked to, her name was Samantha. She answered the phone. She was immediately so helpful. Like, she was so proud to talk to us, and she was hella happy. She's always answering the phone, y'all. Text message, call, anything. She's very reliable. And so she was like, how much do y'all make? And at this point, this is our 2019 income tax, so I feel comfortable saying that because we're not at this point anymore. So it was like, you know, $62,000. She's like, oh well, you could be approved for a government grant to where you can get a down payment assistance program. You can pay nothing for your down payment or closing costs. So that's how we ended up not paying a cent to move here. No closing costs, no down payment, nothing. Samantha is awesome, right? So we got everything we need now except for realtor. Back to the drawing board. But if you go to these websites like Caldwell Banking, that's where I went. They be like, we recommend Vernon. So I was like, okay, sure. Put me on this little list.
So for months, you was getting emails from him, but
yeah, for months I was getting emails from him.
But you never said nothing because once upon a time, we wasn't looking to buy out. So.
Right. So I was like, well, let me just reach out to him, y'all. It was late at night. It was like 11 or 10:30. Y'all, he texted me back immediately. I kid you not, he sent me a list of 80 houses. The next couple of days, we met up with him. Y'all, he had every single house that I put a heart on. He had it in a folder. He said, this one's under contract. Someone lives here, but we can view it at this time. This one is now under contract. This one is completely available. We can go look at this one today. We can look at, I mean, every single house had notes. He had a folder. He was so organized, y'all. He is incredible. His name is Vernon. He works for Caldwell Banking. And if you want to go a good realtor, it's him. He knows the ins and outs. He talks to people. He ain't trying to BS you. Yeah,
he's definitely a good guy when it comes to that.
The thing about Vernon that I like the most is you can tell he do it because, excuse me, that's what he liked.
Yeah, he didn't force us.
He wasn't
told y'all decision on whatever house we want to look at or get.
You can tell he wasn't doing it for the money. He doing it because that's what he was like. So it was so cool. So you want to tell him about the houses we seen?
I'm trying to think. I think we went to go see. Well, actually, the house we got now, the first house we looked at, and it's under construction. So it was, the only thing up was the frame. So we really,
You see,
we knew it was gonna be, we knew it was gonna be a good, we knew it was gonna be a nice size house, but we didn't know like, you know, how it looked when it was finished. And another realtor he knew called and was like, hey, why don't you take them down the street, and showed him the other house. It's like just like ours or whatever. And we fell in love immediately with it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. It's crazy because this was the first house we looked at, and I was already like, man, I want this house. Like, man, it's real nice. Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, I want this house. I didn't even want to look at no any other house after that, but we did. We went to go look at, I think like 2 other houses.
No, we looked at a few. We looked at the one down the street.
Oh, that's right.
It was under construction as well. And we was like, nah, we don't like this layout. We looked at the one across the street, and it seems smaller, even though it's not. It's just how it was made. Like, you know what I'm saying? The floor plan can make or break your house with the square footage, and it wasn't working for us across the street. Then we went to Yow Ranch, this neighborhood in Killeen, and we saw 2 more houses.
Yeah, we went to go see this one particular house where they were still living in it. And y'all gotta excuse me, y'all. I'm too much in this food. But it was bad from the start and real awkward. The guy was nice and cool, but his wife was like real uninviting, and she had an attitude that was there. So it was real awkward. Like he's like, it seemed like he was tiptoeing around the house to show us and stuff, and he was just awkward, man. The house was relatively new, but it was like real dirty, and there was no tub in the bathroom. What else? The living room was real small, and all the bedrooms on one floor.
It was like a townhouse.
Yeah, so
it was set up like a townhouse.
We definitely want that because we, you know, trying to come out of duplex, so we didn't want to be living in a house where they gave us a vibe of a duplex. So yeah, but I think what made it worse is how his wife was acting like, "Get out of my house, please." Like when he showed us the room, one of the rooms where they were in, she had like the worst attitude, and she looked at us like we had like shit on her face.
She didn't want to speak to us, and then like, baby,
you
trying to sell the house? But it was just, we were like, Then the next house we went to look at, y'all, huge. It was so big. I think it was like 2,600 square feet. I'm not sure, somewhere around there. Way too big for us.
Way too big. But it was real nice though. And I believe that's the last house we looked at, right? Because we was in the kitchen talking.
And we walked outside in the driveway. We was like, call her. Tell her we want this one. Don't give it to nobody else.
Yeah, so the first house that we live in now, it was already done deal in my mind. Even before we looked at these houses, I knew this is the one I wanted. And sure enough, this is the one we got.
So the thing about our house, it came with everything. Stainless steel appliances, garage door opener, privacy fence, sprinkler system. Come with everything. That's another reason it like, you know, sold us on it, because like, where else you gonna get all that?
Yeah, and some houses, well, some builders, they don't put a fridge in your stuff. They don't put stuff like sprinkler system, gate. But see, ours came with all that. Another thing I didn't know is a lot of new houses, they don't come with an automatic garage. Basically, like you have to lift it up yourself. You don't have a button or anything like that.
Right.
And like she said, we had, you know, updated appliances and stuff like that, stainless steel.
And this house is brand new. The neighborhood has come up so much since we moved here, like so much. Our street is finally done. Actually, they still building a few houses, but for the most part, it's done. It's not even plots.
Oh, on our street, but the neighborhood itself, it still got a long way to go. Long way to go. But yeah, the house buying process went rough at first, but when we found burning, it was smooth. And I think we seen this house like a day before Father's Day last year. Or
Yeah, it was the Saturday. You know, Father's Day is always on Sunday.
yeah.
We signed on Saturday. We was like, hopefully the builder signed. And there was so many other people that wanted this house.
Yep. But one thing I learned from this is never let someone feel like you can't afford something or you don't have the ability to do something, because a lot of times that may not always be the case. It may take you a little work and more effort, but
Yes.
it can be done.
And also, there is so many grants and stuff out there. And a lot of these mortgage companies will not offer you a single one. The first mortgage company that we spoke to was with the first realtor that we had. That was sorry. They were also sorry. They didn't offer us a single grant. Nothing. They didn't even mention that program to us. Okay? So don't settle. Make sure you are calling around. You are seeing what's out there, because there's so many grants. There's single mother grants. Everything. You'd be surprised when you get out here and you start looking like, dang, I didn't even know I could afford a house. Like, look around. Make sure you call around. You're not just settling for the first person you talk to. And do not, most importantly, the first realtor that we were talking to was somebody who ain't never even bought a house, okay? So make sure you're talking to somebody with the experience, a knowledge, the knowledge to answer all your questions, so you don't have to keep calling other people. They should be able to answer whatever you got going. And Vernon did that for us. He did the math for us, like, for everything. He was cool.
So the only bad thing that happened though after all that was when it was time to close, the lady who had our paperwork, I forgot what she did, but
She laughed. So Samantha laughed. So
no, it wasn't something like that.
No, we had somebody else dealing with our paperwork, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Samantha no longer works for Guild.
I'm gonna take that part out of the name. I don't know.
No, I like Samantha.
Yeah, she was cool.
Shout out Samantha.
But the lady, I forgot exactly what happened now. It was over a year. It was like a year
She
ago.
forgot to send some paper in.
Yeah, so we had to close like a week later. But the bad thing about that is we already had everything set up to move on a particular day. So they ended up letting us move here early. Cause with the deal already went through. We got approved and stuff. So that's the only reason why. Cause normally you can't get the key to your house until you get approved. But we've been approved. But we told them we had to be out of our old place at a certain day. So we had no choice but to come here. So it all worked out. And we ended up closing like 2 days after we moved here.
Mm-hmm. So
Originally,
we moved here Friday. We closed on Monday, I think.
Yeah.
But we had already showed good faith, like our accounts and getting stand and everything. That's another thing. You had to keep a certain amount in your account and stuff. Your savings. Just to show like, hey, if something did come up, you could afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much it. How us regular people went out here and did it.
Yep. It don't take the military to do stuff.
No, a lot of people think we military. Most of our street is military, like a good 98%. Or government workers.
Or ex-military, either or.
Yeah.
We just your everyday people.
We got a really good interest rate too. So make sure you count everything.
Yeah, and one day when we clean up real good or get some time, we'll give y'all a little house tour.
Clean up real good.
Well, it's not messy. It's not, you know what I mean, like detail clean.
And then you know we got that little boy or whatever. He like having 10 kids. Good Lord. But yeah, so if you have any questions, hopefully I can answer them below. But yes, we did take that first time home buyers course. Online, it was like $75. It's like the only thing we had to pay for.
Yep. I remember that. But it's worth it though. Look where we at now.
Yep.
Living good, eating steak and shrimp. No,
Oh God.
Alright, for real.
But that's that, y'all.
That's pretty much it.
If you stay to the end, thank you. Because I know I was eating slow when opening this site. Yeah. Well, I was gonna talk to y'all. Calm down.
Man, I'm sorry, y'all. I just been so into my little bag of seafood. I just got my mind right now. Yeah. Hopefully y'all watched and enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see y'all next time.